You're always slurping.
Oh, bro, here I need to get slurp button. I don't know if you remember this, but in like 2001 or maybe even earlier before that, there was this reality show called Joe Millionaire. And it was this dude lied and said he had $1 million, and all these chicks are like, I want to be with him. And then on the last episode, he was like, I do not have $1 million.
Guess what? I'm broke. I'm working a horse ranch or something. It's just like,
it was something like that, or a garbage man or some shit. But the real breakthrough of that show was that he took one of the girls into the forest. And there was just subtitles, and it just showed the forest and then had the subtitles at the bottom, and all the subtitles said was slurp, slurp, slurp. Broke barriers, bro. I'm pretty sure that's the first live blowjob.
I didn't realize. Slurp, slurp, slurp. I don't know why that caught me off guard. I didn't know that's what. I don't know. I didn't catch on what you were saying until. All right. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another episode of I Didn't See It, But I Believe You. I'm Doug.
I'm Joel, and this is episode 140.
Dude, and for those that listen and were wondering where we were last week, it was South by Southwest, so I was consumed in work. Is that me or you?
Oh, it's over now, but it was me. Unless you're hearing something different, you might be.
Like somebody's testing a garbage disposal outside.
Oh, no, that's not me. I fucking actually. So apologies to anybody listening. I had my shit set on the non-podcast setting where it's all airy and everything.
The non-podcast setting. That's how generic mine and Joel's rig is. It's like, yeah, they have a podcast and non-podcast setting.
What kind of music you making today? Huh? What kind of music you making? Oh, non-podcast?
Dude, so pretty much we're like, after I go for my runs or whatever, I go to a pool house and I take a shower just because like I don't want to come all the way back home to shower or whatever and then go back to work. It's always just old dudes naked and they're like big old fucking weird dongs. But when they're taking like showers, I'm like they always sound like they're eating a fucking like the best sandwich of their life.
In the shower?
But they're like when they're taking showers, they're like hemming and hawing. They're like, I'm like, God, dude, are you fucking eating a fucking bowl of pasta that you fucking were so excited to have in the shower? It's like all the noises they make are just so fucking gross.
But tell me more about hemming and hawing. That's the name of the episode right there. Damn, and quick too. At 4 minutes in.
Yeah, fuck.
That's fantastic.
Like, what did we say the name of this was again? But anyways, it's good to see you, Joel.
It's good to see you. Why don't you give us? Why don't we just jump right into it? Why don't you give us the old South by rundown?
I don't want to. So one thing I was meant to tell you before we did, I don't want to talk about South by. There's nothing to talk about.
Nothing to talk about.
No.
Yeah.
One thing that there is talk about. There was the Cheetos, no touch house or whatever. Look it up. The Cheetos, South by Southwest Cheetos hands-free interaction. God bless.
A touch-free house for those with cheese dust hands at Hands-Free House. Oh, is that fucking? That's
every fucking picture I've seen is people literally putting their name in to the RSVP, like tapping on a fucking iPad.
Oh, and they're touching something?
Yeah, all of them. They're all touching something. So you're not supposed to be touching anything.
It features tech-enabled entries. Okay, so let me just run this down for the people listening. So Cheetos opened up. This building's extremely familiar. What is that?
It's all Volcom House.
Okay. So they turned this building into a hands-free house. And do you have Cheetos on your hands?
I don't know. I didn't go.
Okay, well, so the whole thing is set up so where you never have to touch anything. And you could live your whole life in this house with Cheeto fingers. Okay. Every room was carefully designed to showcase how technology can be used to power everyday activities that normally require two hands. All right. You could fucking wash your hands.
Yeah.
Or like,
I like that it's just like, hey, this is if you have no cheese. They're like, hey, we came with technology that if you are, missing limbs or, or anything like that, it's like, you have Cheeto fingers.
I just turned the corner and realized what this all is. So it's a whole marketing thing called It's a Cheetos thing. It's their whole new marketing. Okay. They've changed it actually looks like a fucking movie. The marketing for this is really kind of interesting. It's a Cheetos thing, and it looks like it's a sweepstakes you can enter. And I'm assuming you win that house. Let's see.
So you have to live on East 6th Street?
No, I don't think you win that house. I think you win a house that's equipped like that. Okay, hold on. These are the rules. Blah 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 blah. Nope, it doesn't even say what you win on the page. It just gives you the rules.
I don't even know who played. I don't know any secret shows or anything. Dolly Parton played. I know that. That's about it.
Yeah, it's really interesting because I thought first year back, it's going to be like everyone's going to be posting about it, and I'm going to hear about all these incredible shows. And I saw pictures from the Muna show where Phoebe Bridgers showed up, and I saw pictures from
the Muna.
Or however you say it, Muna, M-U-N-A, whatever they are.
Yeah,
they sing that Silk Chiffon song.
I have no idea.
I don't know. Phoebe Bridgers has a record label called Satisfactory Records, and one of the bands is called Muna, and they had a big song last year on TikTok.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, so I'm really just trying to figure out what this fucking sweepstakes is. Okay, here we go. I guess you can win Echo Dots. That's it. You can win 3 different things with this Cheetos contest. Man, I really overshot it with the house. That's some like 80s sweepstakes shit. You can win. There's 100 different Echo Dots, 50 different Amazon smart plugs, and 50 different light bulbs, Alexa light bulbs. Now, I just want to say real quick, for the marketing that I just saw for this sweepstakes, for the biggest prize to be worth $59.99, what's the point? Why are they doing this? And only 100? Only 100? 100 of something worth $60 prize? So 100 people are going to win the grand prize, and it's something you can get for $30 on Prime Day?
Hold on. What is an Alexa light bulb?
I think it's just because Caroline has them in here, but they're not official branded ones, right? So she has an app on her phone, and you just tell it the hue and the color and like bright or dim.
Yeah, but like I'd imagine it'd be like, Alexa, light bulb.
Right, that's what I'm assuming. You just talk to Alexa and she does it for you.
Gotcha, I get it now. That sounds fine.
Yeah, that sounds like a really good reason to enter this sweepstakes and spend millions in marketing for it. Let me ask a question.
Yeah, that's what they're thinking. They're like, yeah, let's enter a sweepstakes and spend.
Cheetos doesn't need marketing though.
Well, what?
Cheetos is Cheetos,
dude. You might need to get a straw or something. Jesus.
There's no God here, son.
Just like it's as if you're taking the can and trying to use the can as a straw. You're like out of the can
hole. Speaking of crazy lights, have you seen? Because I know me and you both got into like TV setups and shit for like 2 months, but like I can't afford nice shit like that, so I've moved on from watching cool shit about setups. But
wait, what
have you? Like, remember when we got all into like 4K TVs and shit and what looked good? I was trying to
get the freaking Xbox and I never got it.
Yeah. So have you seen Philips Hue? It's fucking insane. Okay. So this is how it works. I believe you get it and install it, or you have to add it onto a Philips TV. I'm not 100% sure, and there's different brands of it, but this is like the most popular one. So it goes behind your TV. Okay, you can't see it. Sort of like like RBG lights, how people have the little strands and they like put them underneath stuff to make the neon glow. Okay, so think of that, but like for rich motherfuckers. So this thing reacts to whatever the strongest color is on the screen and lights the entire room with that color. It's incredible. So let's say you're playing a game and it's dark, so it's dark in your room, and then you turn a corner and you're in like a neon red room. Your fucking actual room turns neon red. It's full immersive lighting. It's insane. This dude was shooting a machine gun and it was lighting up his house. Like the muzzle flashes were lighting up his house.
So it's like all from the TV. You don't have to like install lights around the room or anything.
I believe you install it all at the TV. Yeah.
Weird.
Because everyone I've seen, it's coming out of it's coming from behind the TV's area.
Philip Hugh?
Yeah, Hue.
Hey, hi, nice to meet you. The name's Hugh.
Philip Hugh.
Well, if it isn't Phil Hugh.
It's incredible, but it's like, I think like 10 grand to get a good setup. And that's like more than 10 TVs.
Dude, I don't know. Ever since we talked about the pop screens or something, whatever, like all I hear from you, all I hear is.
It's weird you mentioned that because I've been thinking that this whole episode. I think it's just that we've been gone. I think it's time we stop and address that we've just been gone. And I missed you.
Gone. I missed you too. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I think.
I missed you too.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Hey, you want to see what's on my notes?
Yeah, I want to see what's on your nuts.
The Flintstones. I did not realize until a couple of days ago that it's the Flintstones, like a Flintstone to start a fire.
Found out last year when I was looking at the movie.
Ever. And you know what made me realize that is that when I found out it had 2 T's in the name. Like,
how did that come up though? Was it like a trivia question?
Oh, one of those Mandela effect things. Or whatever.
Oh yeah, that one makes sense, dude. Because frankly, it might just be because when you're a kid, things like that fly over your head.
But I thought it was like the Flintstones. But
yeah, I thought it was just their name.
There's 2 T's in the Flintstones.
Yeah,
and it is a Flintstone to start a fire, like the coming of man to control, to embrace the power of fire, to cook and keep warm, to create what we are today. I'm like, dude, this is crazy.
Yeah, man.
So the society, the Flintstone Society, thank you for being the precursor to what we have today. You know what I mean?
I was thinking,
what?
Oh, I was actually thinking about the Flintstones the other day because someone brought up, I don't know where, I saw somewhere online, someone brought up, like, there were a lot of moments in both the cartoon and the cartoon movies and in the film movies where like you get to see a lot of the funny like things that they used back then to like do modern stuff now, right? Like, so they have a record player, but it's just like the pterodactyl with its beak going around a rock or whatever and shit like that. But then this dude online pointed out, like, you notice they never show like, how does he clip his toenails and stuff? And how does he like, what are they using for soap? And they've never gotten into the real nitty gritty of how these people live or whatever. And so this dude was breaking down how he thought like all these different things could happen. And there's this fish that can eat anything. Okay. And it existed in that period and it exists still today. And it doesn't really fuck with humans, but if you fuck with it, it'll bite. Okay. Yeah. He was saying he uses that as toenail clippers probably. And like, dude, this guy was breaking it down. He was like, this is where you want to put this.
So I'm going to apologize for Joel. He's like clipping in and out. So it's because
really?
Yeah, you are, but it's no big deal. We're going to keep going. You're just like, you're like doing that digitizing sound thing you always talk about. It's because, you don't put any value into your equipment. I get it.
This a blue. Is that not good anymore?
No, I don't think in like, I don't know. It's weird. Cause like, you're like you're like glitching out and then it's like all the like really picking up today.
Well, it's good because everybody's been gone for a week, so they're going to come back and get this very modern, very nice, relaxing podcast. ASMR. So,
okay, I guess we could talk about this. Remember when you and I always talked about, we'd always tell the customers and Sugma Nuts and Ligma Nuts, they'd be like, "Hey, we got big surprises coming," and we never did.
Yeah.
We were trying to put together a Patreon. You remember that?
Yeah, I wonder if the customers remember that.
And we came to the conclusion, we were just like, what the fuck will we do that for? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right at the moment. But we're coming up with ideas, and I was saying we do ASMR episodes for it.
Well, we've done that. So we'll just put these episodes in the bank.
But I think it's a great idea. I think that we should just have, like, let you go and just, like, read a book.
Is it coming together better for you now?
Dude, that makes me want to fucking rip my fucking headphones off and throw them off the balcony. Anyways,
I'm into some weird shit, man. And like, I totally get the satisfaction shit. Like, I really love videos where it's like cool ass, satisfying, quick sounds, or like, like a guy cutting cheese really cool or whatever. But like the ASMR thing, bro, fuck, is so out of my wheelhouse, bro. That shit gives me the chills inside when I fucking, oh God.
Right. So I haven't brought him up in a while, or maybe I have, but one of my somebody I'm a huge fan of, somebody I really appreciate, and I root for him all the way. Haven't watched any of his videos lately just because of work and stuff, and but Randy Santel, my man, Randy Santel, competitive food eater, or he's more of a professional eater. He does competitions here and there, but he really does it for himself. He does it, to kind of like you would climb Everest. Why would you do that? Because it is a testament within. It's to prove to myself that the things that I am capable of doing, but for food. And
right.
I can watch Randy all day. He's a clean eater and stuff. But we've talked about, the gross eaters that do the dipping of the hot dogs in the water and just to have reckless abandonment for how they actually look when they eat. I just can't do it. Like if it gets gross, I can't watch. There's something else that I cannot watch. It's clean eating. We talked about it before, but the mukbangs, dude.
Oh yeah, I can't. I hate that shit.
Dude, like when they get fucking the camera right in their face with the food, and it's typically seafood, and they just break it off, and they're oh my god, dude, I can't even say it. It makes me want to fucking pass out.
Let me ask you a question, because do you know who Nick Cotto Avocado is or whatever?
No,
I don't even care if I say his name right, because frankly, he doesn't deserve any more fucking exposure. But there's this guy who he's scum of the internet, you know what I mean? Just a fucking low life. And he fucking used to he used to be super into healthy living and shit, right? And he had a YouTube channel where he did healthy stuff, okay? And
how you spell his last name?
I'm gonna look at real quick. Nico Avo. Oh, it's Nico Cotto Avocado.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, do you see this guy?
I've never seen this guy before.
Okay, well, check it out. So he was very healthy when he first started on YouTube, and then he got exposed to the mukbang shit and realized he could get way more views than that. And now he's morbidly obese does mukbangs constantly. But he's also just a filthy fucking person and does a lot of really fucking raunchy shit. He has an OnlyFans with his blown out asshole all over the internet. He's a weird cat, man. But nothing on that. Nothing on that. I'm just saying this dude's journey goes deep on the internet, right? His internet journey doesn't stop at I eat a lot of fucking food, right? I wouldn't be talking shit about this dude if he was just some fucking obese guy, right? Maybe if you were fucking talking about being obese and doing what he does, but this guy doesn't give a fuck. He's I want to get fatter. How fat can I get? It's his fucking journey or what have you. But that shit to me, and I don't know. Is being unhealthy fucking dope?
No,
fellas, is being healthy wrong?
No, it's just a god damn it, dude.
That one was an accident.
Yeah, sure, that was an accident.
What kind of pants do you have on right now?
Wearing shorts.
Oh, okay. Well, you got your leg right up there in the frame, and it looks like you're wearing nothing down there.
I'm going for my run after this, dude.
Oh yeah, how's your running been?
Good. It's my last week, and then I do 13.1 Sunday, and today is just a cruiser. Do quick 2 miles. It's actually the shortest run out of this past 3-month schedule, and then I have 2 days of rest, and then I run the halfy Sunday.
Is that an official race, or are you just gonna take off?
Dude, I was considering signing up for a race. I was gonna do it on my birthday because there was one of my birthday. It was $160. I'm like, dude.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were telling me. Why the fuck?
I will just donate $160 to somebody else, and instead of running with a bunch of strangers or whatever. But at the same time,
so you're gonna still pay the $160? You're not gonna run?
No, you fucking asshole. That's not at all what I said. I said I could I can send $160. I could spend $160 on anything else. You don't need to run with people to run.
Right. Yeah.
It's a distance. It's not a freaking. You know what I mean? It's a marathon. They're like, oh well, you got to do a real one. It's like, dude, no. If you ran 13.1 by yourself or 26.2 by yourself, that is a huge accomplishment, and you should do, whatever. But if you want to do it with people, go for it. And if you want to sign up for it, I might do one down the road. Who knows? But
look, here's the thing.
Let me finish the thought. But if you want to fucking take $160 and go to fucking St. Jude and drop it in the donation box, do it. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to do. think of how if you pay $160 and you're paying for like the trophies and everybody that works for that, volunteers there are still paid volunteers, and the people that get paid to put on marathons and stuff, a lot of that money is not to go straight to the charity. They probably get like a certain percentage, and then when it gets there, the people that run the freaking nonprofit on their end for this donation or whatever, or this like support, you know what I mean? It's just like the money really trickles down to nothing. So it's like, I don't know.
Well, let me ask you this. Or not let me ask you this, but I mean, it bears the question, right? Like, what's the point? Because you have Fitbits and all those things that track your fucking stuff. I mean, you could show off what you ran to everybody anyway.
It's like I said, if you're doing it for a good cause, it's like when you give $160 to this organization, where is that $160 going?
Right.
Show the cash flow. You know what I mean? And I assure you that it is going more to paying for the event and potentially raising awareness, I suppose, than actually being put into an account to fund, sick kids or something or whatever they claim. I've never put on, I don't know what I'm saying again. I've never put on a marathon or whatever. I have somebody in my family that used to do it all the time. And so I was just like, yeah. And it's like, dude, there's people that run these nonprofits and stuff that like collect these donations that make six figures.
Right.
It's like, well, how are you getting that money made? From people signing up for these races and these benefits and fundraisers and stuff like that. Whatever. All I'm simply saying is, I gotta take my money. I can either take my friends out to the bar if I want to go down to freaking Driscoll and put it in a donation jar. Maybe I will, but it's really I'm just doing it for myself, and I don't want to fucking spend 3 months busting my ass for like something that's really important just to me to like run with somebody that's been doing it or whatever. They do it because they get the adrenaline rush of running with people, and and that's their whole vibe. And going to these races, which I have done before. I have done 5Ks and stuff before, and it really is a good energy, and like it is cool, like being around all these people doing the same thing. But like at the end of it, they're like patting you on the back, be like, "Oh, it's your first one? Cool. How did it go?" And then you're like, "Oh, oh, it'll get better." It's like, well, what do you mean? I just did this for fucking 6 weeks. I did this for 3 months training for this. I don't need you to, I don't need you. You know what I mean?
You just lie. You're like, I've been doing this shit for 25 years.
No, but you know what I mean? I don't need that. Affirmation? I mean, I do.
Right. No, you don't need that affirmation.
Not in this situation. I mean, this one's just for me. So I don't know.
I mean, yeah.
The only reason I even talk about the running is because people ask me about it. You know what I mean? That's like something that I really don't really talk about. You know what I mean? I'm not like, I'm a runner now and let's talk about it. Maybe with Amanda or whatever when I'm like nerding out and stuff like that. But
and millions of customers on our show.
Yeah.
Millions.
I really need to reevaluate the way I look at these things.
Millions of people, Doug. And honestly, wait, hold on. I'm gonna level with you real quick. I've been trying to find a good D's nuts joke for like the past 6 minutes while you talk.
You didn't hear anything I just said?
I could regurgitate everything you said, probably verbatim.
I was just thinking about it. I'm like, what the fuck did I just say?
You basically said you'll take that money down to Driscoll, maybe, or maybe you'll take your friends out. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't even know that Driscoll had any kind of charity thing.
I don't know. I just threw a fucking hospital.
That's a hotel.
Oh wait,
Driscoll is a very fancy hotel.
No, not the downtown, the Driscoll Children's Hospital.
Oh shit! I was like, that's a fucking place. My late uncle used to work there, and I remember being a kid and. I remember being a kid and going there, and they used to have like a white horse and carriage outside and shit. Like Driscoll was wild.
Imagine that's what I did. Like I just did this Sunday and did my run, and I just took a bunch of friends out, and I'm like, hey, meet me at the Driscoll downtown. We're gonna spend this $160.
The Children's Hospital.
At the downtown hotel Driscoll. We're just having drinks, and they're like, that's $160. I'm like,
hey, 2 drinks.
Where'd it go? They're like, wait, what?
Okay, are you ready for this?
Sure.
This shit is making me realize we're pretty fun. We're pretty funny. We may not be funny on this show, but we're very clever in text messages and when we talk on the phone. Because I Googled 2022 D's Nuts jokes, trying to catch some new ones so that I could hit you with a couple real quick. Yeah. Okay, listen.
Yeah.
This is called 64 incredible D's Nuts jokes.
Okay.
Bro. I'm all the way down to 20 and haven't even found one that's even slightly clever yet. You ready for this? I'm just going to lay these all out for everybody. Hey, how do you say, yes, you look good in Spanish?
How?
See these nuts. Number 2. Hey, what's the easiest command you can teach your dog?
What?
This one depends on you saying, I don't know, maybe roll over?
I don't know, maybe roll over?
Roll over these nuts. Do you want Apple to launch a new product? And now you have to say, I hope so.
I hope so.
You hop on these nuts. Number 4.
Robot wrote them.
Hey, number 4. I am so sick of this. This sucks.
What does?
You suck on these nuts. Hold on. This one actually makes me laugh because it's so dumb. Do you know what happened in Kenya today?
What?
Today, can you fit these nuts in your mouth? Hey, do you want to come with me to the West Indies?
Yes.
Yes, Indies nuts. What was the other name for Native Americans?
What?
I mean these nuts.
I
think you're supposed to say you mean Indians, and then I say I mean these nuts. Hey, baby, can you give me some money for a new dress?
Yes.
Okay, baby, then I'll only give you these nuts. This list is called 64 Most Incredible These Nuts.
Dude. All right.
Okay, that's enough.
Put on my first Hawaiian shirt the other day. Felt pretty good.
First one ever?
Oh, for the season.
I was going to say, I have a picture of you wearing a Hawaiian shirt that popped up in my memories yesterday.
No, yeah. Joel, with our celebrity coming up and stuff like that, I have to always be on my my best outfit game. So
you got to mind your P's and Q's or what?
No, I'm talking about my shirts and pants. So I'm going to need you to hand me over some of that Patreon money that we were talking about. And and all your shirt money so I can buy a new pair of pants.
I've only got 160 and it's going straight to the Driscoll. So, hey, we touched on it a little bit when I went, but you saw the Batman.
Yeah,
and good. It's been out for like 3 weeks now. So I think we can say whatever we want about it. Spoilers, because we're just going to talk about the Batman now, and we may say some spoiler shit.
No, yeah, I had a good time. It is most certainly okay. Well, let me go ahead and talk about it. Got a ticket, went like at 6:20 showing, or whatever. I went. I was excited to go. I'm like, I'm going to try some of this fucking Enigma popcorn.
Oh, you went to Draft House?
Yeah. And then but of course I get like the seat, like the recliner at the very top to the left. Light doesn't work under my thing, whatever. And then neither does the armrest, just like totally gone. So it wasn't, not the most. I'm like, all right, well, I'm in a 3-hour ride and this uncomfortable.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
It could have been worse, obviously. But anyways, so I really liked it. The only thing I could say is when it got 2.5 hours in, I'm like, okay, yeah, it's time. Like, let's get this going, So
for sure. But then like the flip side to that is then it immediately transitions into a pretty fucking kick-ass 30-minute climax.
Yeah, no, it was definitely cool. I mean, everything about it was cool. I like how like they went back like the whole entire New York City element. I mean, it's always been Gotham for sure, but this one was very
well, it was Chicago and Nolan's. That's what it was supposed to be. So I thought it was nice to go back to the more like dingy, almost 80s New York feel.
Yeah, that's what I say. Chicago and Pittsburgh and Nolan's, right?
I'm honestly not sure. I know that it's supposed to be that Gotham is supposed to be a stand-in for Chicago in Nolan's. But see, that's now that you've seen it, we can talk about like the real difference between that trilogy and this movie is that while Nolan's movies were, I don't know, grounded in reality, you realize with this movie that the Nolan movies were grounded in reality to a fault, because looking back on the Batman, you have these really frankly, this movie is way darker than any of Nolan's movies, with the exception of maybe the Joker character in how he's presented in Nolan's movies. But even that, like, it's an incredible performance, but it's the typical like brilliant villain who's chaotic and it's an archetype we're used to, right? Yeah. So with the Batman, you get an archetype that you're used to, but it's a serial killer. Yeah, and the other archetype you get is criminal mastermind, like mob boss, right? And then the other archetype is just petty thief. So with those three archetypes, you're grounded in reality already. But then the movie actually ends up being pretty fantastical, right? Like he takes fucking point blank shotgun shots to the chest. He's taking like automatic fire at like an inch. But so like while Nolan's movies were grounded in reality, looking back on them now, dude, all the set pieces could be interchanged with any other crime movie. The bank heist, the fucking, I mean, maybe not like the arena getting decimated in Dark Knight Rises, but like what happens in the Batman feels like a comic book. What happens in Nolan's trilogy just feels like a crime movie that's also a superhero movie at the same time. I don't know, which kind of falls flat when I look back on them now. Like I kind of am like, you know, especially like Rises. It's just it paled kind of in comparison to the Batman, I felt like, because the Batman felt super real and super grounded, but it also felt really fun and over the top. Really over the top in parts.
Wait, which one's over the top? I'm sorry, I totally.
No, you're fine.
What's up?
I was saying the Batman, while it is grounded in reality, it's also very comic-y and very over the top. And a lot of people I've been seeing kind of missing,
I like that though.
Yeah, me too.
It's a comic. It's based on a comic.
That's what I'm saying. It makes me look back on the Nolan movies less favorably because I see now that you can ground them in reality and also still feel like a comic book. Like,
so sorry, Joel's cutting out. You're just cut out. You might want to say everything you just said again.
The Nolan movies are not as good because this one feels like a comic book, and those don't. Too grounded in reality.
Yeah, gotcha. No, seriously, you're kind of glitching. No big deal. You push through it, Joel. Don't stop. Don't stop. We won't
stop. We got 27 minutes of not stopping.
No, so I thought it's pretty cool. I thought the whole entire detective aspect of it that you mentioned in your reviews and stuff and your quick blurbs was spot on for sure. I did like the serial killer element. I thought Paul Dano's one of my favorite actors, so I was really excited to see what he was going to bring to the table. I thought it was definitely really cool. Comic book cheesy, so I'll let. There's a couple of things that if it wasn't based off a comic book, I'd probably I don't know.
Well, yeah, totally.
Maybe if it was rated R, it could be a little bit heavier in that sense. I'm not sure.
Definitely, definitely. I mean, one of the things he did was put somebody in a saw-like contraption where rats ate his face. Like, if we could have gone way darker.
Yeah. Well, the neck bomb, that's based off reality. Like the moment I saw that, it made me think of the documentary Evil Genius.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, that's fucking pretty cool.
It's funny that you think of that documentary Evil Genius and I immediately thought of 30 Seconds or Less. The fucking movie they made that's a joke about that. Where the guy said, that's the true story, the dude who fucking the pizza delivery guy and they strap the bomb to him and make him go to the bank and rob the bank. They made a comedy movie based on that called 30 Minutes or Less with Jesse Eisenberg and Nick Swardson, I think.
Was it good?
No, yeah. You know what? Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, it's funny as shit. It's very disrespectful that they did that, but it's funny as shit.
Yeah, I'll watch it. Fuck yeah, dude. So anyways, with that said, I really liked it. In Joel, I had the same birthday as Kurt Cobain, not the same year, but anyways, so everybody's always like, why aren't you such a Nirvana fan? You have the same birthday. It's like, it's not that I'm not a Nirvana. I mean, it's not that I don't like Nirvana. It's just I'm not a fan of Nirvana. You know what I mean? It's always been.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know, it's like, anyways, people always think that I just can't stand Nirvana. It's like, I never said that. I just, I never got into them like everybody else did. Anyways, with that said, that song, what's the name of that song?
Something in the Way.
Something in the Way. I don't know if is that like a re-edited version of it? Is it like remade? That's just the song, right? That's how it is on the album.
Yeah.
Dude, the way they use that song in that movie is haunting and full of pressure and weight on your chest, dude. I was like, damn, dude, I've never been the biggest Nirvana fan, but this is the most perfect song in all these shots and doing to create this atmosphere of what this movie is about and the tone that it is setting. I don't know. It was brilliant, dude.
Yeah, it's super brilliant. Like, when they used it in the trailer, I was already so on board for it. And it's interesting to realize that
trailer too.
It's interesting to think, though, the trailer came out in January 2020. We were supposed to get the movie October 2020. Yeah. So I've been sitting with the thought of that song being the tone of the movie for like 2 years now. And I did not expect it to actually be in the movie, right? Because the trailers always use cool-ass songs to interesting effect. Sure. When it kicked in the movie, I was like already on board. And then when it actually kicked in with vocals and everything, I was like, what the fuck? This is so sick.
Weight, dude, like weight on the chest. And then, dude, I really the Batman costume. Dude, should I go into this or should I talk about his relationship with the cops?
Talk about whatever you want.
Okay, so the costume I was really on board with. I thought it's actually my favorite one. I was like looking at Nolan's and all the other ones, even the nipple costume, even the nipple Batman suit. You know? I was like, man, this one's fucking sick because
it's so sick, dude.
It really has it has a lot of money behind it for sure, but it's not as gimmicky and gadgety as the others. Like, it's a leather mask, and he's like, it's like he's like, the reason he is living against shotgun blasts and guns is because it's fucking heavy metal. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah, tugs it around. You know, it's not like some like weird nanotechnology that's being explained by Alfred in the fucking Batcave. You know, It's like, no, this works because this is fucking carbon steel, motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Dude. On the costume, let me just on the costume. On your screen right now, pull up 2 tabs, and in one tab, open Christian Bale Batman. And in the other one, do Robert Pattinson Batman, and find one where they're both wearing the cowl, the mask. I'm going to point something out that I didn't realize, but makes a huge difference.
The cowl? I don't know what that means.
The mask.
What did you call it, though? A cowl?
A cowl? COWL?
What's that?
It's just what they call it. I mean, it might be like an official word, but that's what it's Batman's cowl.
I didn't know that. That's fucking cool, man.
I only know that because we sold this book at Half Price Books that came with one. And so I saw it 100 times a day.
So we're looking at his cowl.
At his mask. Look at a picture of them wearing the mask. One of Christian Bale, one of Robert Pattinson.
Why am I doing this in 2 separate tabs?
Just so you can have them both open at the same time. So I'm going to point something out to you.
Okay, yeah, let's see it. Go ahead.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, they are doing landscaping outside the apartment. Forgive the noise.
I haven't heard anything yet.
Okay.
Okay, so when this was pointed out to me, I realized it makes a massive difference in the way the mask looks. Christian Bale's mouth is like a little circle, and Robert Pattinson's is the full bottom of his face. It makes a huge difference in how cool it looks.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, Christian Bale's is like this.
Where is she? It looks like a little butthole. You could fuck the shit out of his face. I want to fuck Christian Bale when he looked like Dick Cheney.
What the fuck?
And then when I'm done fucking him, I want him to look like the machinist.
What?
Just drain him.
Holy shit, Joel.
So I just wanted to make sure that we didn't get paid for this one.
Holy shit.
Oh, by the way, I was watching a crime channel on YouTube the other day. You can say some crazy shit on YouTube, bro.
I know you can. But that was fucking wild. I did not expect to hear that come out of your mouth. Crazy shit, man. I've heard you say some weird shit. That is man, that might have just crawled right into top 10's ass right there. Seriously.
Dude, I threw on Uncut Gems the other day, and dude, we've talked ad nauseum about this movie, but like, I always forget that the movie starts in this man's asshole. I always forget that. That's right, me too. I always start and go, damn, this is pretty as shit. And then it keeps going, like, it's really pretty. And then it goes out, it's his asshole. Like, God damn it.
Fuck yeah. So the Batman suit in the new one is definitely my favorite. I like it a lot. Good point on the cowl, Joel. Well said, Joel. Waxing poetic as always, you are. Anyways.
I'm a regular Ernest Hemingway.
So when it goes to it, like, or when it goes in the movie, like it essentially starts off right from the bat, man. God damn it. It pretty much dives right into like the Batman. There's no origin. He's like, right.
Loved that. So I've seen a bunch of people point this out, and it's kind of what I was feeling when we were watching it. So I don't. You're pretty familiar with the books and shit, and I feel like at this point, most people have seen Batman Begins and know the general idea of year one. This felt so solidly year two. Like kind of a story we've never really heard before where he is the Batman and we don't fucking need to hear about why or how. He doesn't need to explain why or how, but he's still on the journey to becoming the hero we know. It's a nice middle ground. It was so satisfying.
And like, instead of it hyper focusing on his parents being murdered, and that's like why his Batman's more hyper focused. It's more focused on his father and the power he had in that town. Him and the Arkhams being the founders of Gotham, and the corruption that his father was a part of and things like that. It's like, man, that's pretty interesting. You never really think about that. Well, they kind of dive into that in the Joker, the movie, you know?
Right. Yeah, they do.
But obviously these are two different universes, right? Or two different.
The timeline is wildly different. Because if the end of Joker is still the 70s when he shoots Bruce Wayne's parents, that would make Robert Pattinson in his 40s in this movie, right? Because it's clearly modern. People have iPhones and shit.
It could be a copycat situation, like the Joker that they show in the new one could be inspired by the one.
Well, that's what I'm figuring, right? Because there is a Joker 2 in development, I guess. Whether that actually comes to fruition, we'll see. But like, I've always assumed that that's what they were hinting at the end, that he kind of rules this cult like.
Well, to finish the suit thing, something else I liked, how low gadgety it was. Like, it was like almost practical. Like he used the living shit out of those grappling hooks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He didn't have a tool for every single situation. He had to use what he had. And when it shows him go to the top, and this is about a suit as well, when it shows him run all the way to the top of that building, and before he jumps, the apprehension that takes over him.
I love that.
True fear. He's like, and he just yells like, oh, like he's just like, and he fucking swallows his fucking fear and just like pulls it and turns it into an actual fly suit.
And we get the funniest moment of the entire movie, and it's definitely intentional.
When he what?
When he fucking eats shit on the bus overpass. That is definitely intentionally funny.
What I'm saying is he has gadgets and stuff and things to have one up on the enemy and for escaping and stuff like that. But his main tool is his grappling hook. He has the bat thing on his chest, and then he has the fly suit. And that's pretty much all he has.
But he never uses the batarang as a batarang. He uses it as a knife.
Yeah.
He uses it twice as a knife.
So there's a lot of it's like more practical than I've ever really seen that suit used. It's like there's not an answer for every single situation. He's scared. He's full of fear. He's like trying to do the best he can. He's like using the tools that he's got as well as he can use them. You know, it's not just like elaborated with gadgets. And so one something else. So now they got that out of the way. The relationship he has with the cops. I loved it, dude.
Yeah, me too.
They do not like in the movies. They don't really ever go into the Batman and the Gotham Police Department not getting along. It might have those elements at
times.
There's
a couple small moments in the Dark Knight trilogy where the cops are pretty apprehensive of him being at crime scenes and shit, but they never go beyond just giving him a weird look or whatever.
Yeah, this one is just like, what the fuck are you doing here? Like they like
he's got a complicated relationship with him.
Yeah, so I really like the way they go about that for sure. And then well,
on that though, I thought it was great that, because I mean it does kind of bear attention that like this movie does something interesting in that Alfred kind of takes a backseat and Commissioner Gordon takes on the role of Alfred.
Yeah, for sure.
Which was fucking awesome. And that dude is such a good fucking actor.
Yeah, the dude that plays who?
Gordon.
Yo, dude, what is his name? He was so fucking.
I'm looking it up right now because I know it, but I don't want to get it wrong.
I liked him a lot too, and I liked Andy Serkis as well, right? That's who played Alfred, right?
Yeah. So in case you didn't, because I didn't realize it in the moment, I'm just still not used to seeing him as Andy Serkis, but that was fucking Gollum or Caesar from Planet of the Apes who was fucking Alfred, and he did a great job too. Jeffrey Wright is the name of Gordon.
So in the police department, when they finally get him and they're about to take off his mask and he comes to, when he comes back to the consciousness, the way that he just gets up and like it's just a fucking room full of cops and they're all like just like frantic and like that energy and that freaking anticipation and the anxiety running through that was, I don't know, it just seemed like so fucking cool. And I'm sure like them filming that was just like so fucking intense.
Yeah.
So
that's a really good point, and it goes perfectly into what I was going to say, that one really cool thing this movie does, the reason you felt that way is because the rest of the movie has built up the Batman to be almost a horror movie villain to criminals.
Yeah.
The beginning of the movie sets up perfectly that they're not afraid of anything except for the fact that the Batman is the boogeyman who is in the shadows. He's everywhere to them. They see the light in the sky and every criminal thinks I'm about to die. Yeah,
they're more scared that they're not scared necessarily of the Batman, which they are, which causes this fear, but they're more scared he could be in the shadows.
Yeah, and it's
fucking cool.
It's interesting to note that the guy who the DP for Rogue One was also the DP for this, because there were a lot director of photography, because there were a lot of moments of the Batman coming out of the shadows that were very reminiscent of the last 20 minutes of Rogue One, where Darth Vader is walking down the hallway. It's this foreboding just energy of like, oh, this thing coming is like unstoppable. It works so goddamn well in the Batman. I loved that.
Yeah, and they like really did make him like that. You know, Bruce Wayne, that emo kid thing worked so well. I didn't expect it to be done so well. Yeah, and so like this whole entire dude, they did a fucking great job. And like, I remember when Robert Pattinson was casted, there was so much doubt. And I still never seen Good Times, but I take what you say like. Really, I always listen to what you have to say, and I always tend to lean to your opinions when it comes to movies, especially. But dude, that was a fucking great. You told me to watch Good Times. That's what I was going to say. Yeah. I never saw it, but I will. But at the same time, he fucking killed it. He's so fucking good, and like, dude, and it's just, I can't stop thinking about that fucking movie.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
it stays with you, man, and that's the crazy shit about it, because it's not. I thought maybe the only way to get through to me with comic book movies was to go the Nolan route or the Joker route that's just incredibly grounded in reality. But again, like, this felt like a comic book movie. For those familiar with the comics, there were things here to like chew on and things to fucking digest later, and cool, very cool fucking just all around storytelling that, like, man, it got me so good. And it made me realize that maybe it's not the comic book movie problem. It's just that and this, not a knock at all for people who are really into these, but the Marvel movies are so goddamn formulaic that that's what's doing me in with them, right? Like, I could put one of those on and probably guess beat for beat what's going to happen in those movies, because they have to follow the Marvel formula. But DC right now, as much as they fucked up and dropped the ball for the first few years of the cinematic universe, they're on a roll right now with just subverting all expectations, dude. The Joker, Suicide Squad, the Batman, every single one of those movies, and even to a lesser extent, it wasn't for me, but Birds of Prey, all of those movies subverted my expectations so hard of what a comic book movie would be or could be or should be.
Yeah.
And it worked every goddamn time. And when they do the Marvel shit like Aquaman or Wonder Woman, it doesn't work for me. It's so interesting to see that that's really probably the deciding factor for a lot of people. Like, do something goddamn different.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, well said. Something else they did really good in this movie that I thought was really, and reason it can only really happen this way is because of how long it was. The new Batman Spider-Man that came out. One of my biggest complaints was they reused all these old villains and they kind of just compressed them. There really was no room to breathe. You know what I mean? They have Riddler, Catwoman, Penguin, and
Falcone. By the way, probably the best part of the movie.
Yeah, and they also have fucking like his like little minions and stuff that have storyline and stuff that like connect the plots and stuff. These really heavy plots, but there was so much room to breathe. You know what I mean? It wasn't like being crammed down your freaking throat. You got it. You know what I mean?
The way they weaved the subplots together was so refreshing, because honestly, man, like, they found a way to take 3 different characters and wrap them into one storyline, because spoiler, Catwoman is Falcone's kid, and Falcone is the Penguin's boss. So in just that investigation, we get the meat of those 3 different storylines, as opposed to having to jump like Spider-Man to 3 different backstories and storylines. Yes. You know, as much as I loved No Way Home, this movie does kind of make me aware of how, like, that was more of an emotional manipulation kind of thing, where I was just emotionally told what to feel, and I felt it because it's a very well-made movie. But this was like, my emotions came naturally.
Yeah, for sure. You glitched out again, but whatever.
Whatever. Fuck it. That was at what, 50? I'll check that on the tube, on the YouTube, and see if we're hemming and hawing still. Just to remind you, that's the title of the episode.
Yeah, it's this. You got to get your shit fixed, dude.
Oh, man, I don't know what could be going on. This is a nice microphone.
It's not your microphone. It's your whole entire. You'll see. But anyways, with that said, there is. That's a great freaking movie. There's so much to dive into. Like, I don't see us. I mean, if we had like a 3-hour episode, we couldn't just really just break this down to bits and pieces. We really couldn't. It's like, it was pretty.
It's meaty.
Yeah, it was fucking. It was good. And like I said, it was a little too long in the sense, like, I was like, man, I got to get the fuck out of this chair.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm so happy they didn't break it into 2 movies. Oh, Paul Dano. With him, I was really happy with. I was happy with everything. You know, I wanted more from him, like without the mask. You know.
Yeah.
And so, like, maybe a little bit more development, like who he was, like on his end. You know, like not just like more, instead of it just being an unveiling at the end, essentially, or towards the end, it being more of going into his life, kind of like they do the Joker or whatever in the Joker movie. But at the same time, they can't just spend all that time on it. Whatever.
Hard for me right there. First time anything's happened. I didn't hear.
You too. You were frozen.
You were frozen. Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, well, I'll check that 52. I just like, massive spoiler. The twist that the Riddler thought that the Batman was helping him the whole time.
That was fucking cool. I like that.
Great, dude. And when it finally settled to me that he didn't know that was Bruce Wayne, that he was telling Batman, like, we gotta get Bruce, was just fucking great, dude.
Yeah, he fucking killed it. Yeah, that was really good. That was definitely some like traditional serial killer element right there, like real life scenarios, like complete delusions,
Wonderful. Still on movies. Do you have Paramount Plus?
I do not.
No. I think some of their shit's for free, so I think maybe if you watch stuff with ads, don't quote me on that, but maybe you can still get like a free version of it with ads. But they dropped so if in case people don't realize this, you remember last year how Warner Brothers put every movie on HBO the same day it went to the theaters? It's how we watched Godzilla and Mortal Kombat and all that.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously they're not doing that this year, but what they did decide to do was across the board, all the major studios decided to have a 45-day max window between theaters and streaming, right? So from the day a movie opens, the longest it can be before it goes to streaming is 45 days, and most are going to pick to go around 30 days. Okay, so it's pretty awesome. And because of that, a lot of shit that just came out is already on streaming. And 2 of them are Scream and Jackass Forever. And they're both on Paramount Plus. Jackass Forever, motherfuck, bro. Please find a way to watch that. It's insane. It's so it's not as good as the first 3, but frankly, like, it's dangerously close to being too far for how old they are. So I mean, like, it's good.
I heard Johnny Knoxville genuinely got brain damage.
Yeah, he ends up with a brain bleed in the movie, and they all get fucked up. Steve-O gets really hurt, I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it yet, but I think pretty much everyone assumes there's going to be nut damage in a Jackass movie. Aaron McGeehee gets the absolute worst of anybody I've ever seen on Jackass ever. It is, Doug, excruciating to watch.
I don't know if I can do it, man. Like,
I'll just warn you straight up then. When you see a pogo stick come out, just skip, bro, because that was honestly the worst Jackass stunt I've ever seen. It just happens. It's not even like a big deal.
Dude, the paper cut scene, it haunts me to this day.
I think this is worse than the paper cut scene, honestly. It's awful.
They don't pogo onto his nuts, do they?
Yeah, they do.
Why?
I don't know. It's awful. It's such a good movie, though. It made me cry. It's like genuinely good. It's genuinely good.
Oh my God. That's not even funny, though.
It is, though. It's fucking hysterical somehow. I was crying, dog. I was laughing so fucking hard. Also, it has maybe the funniest opening of any movie ever.
One of my all-time favorite openings is the giant shopping cart with and Jackass the movie. To me, that's like the funniest thing I've ever seen. So it's gonna be hard to beat that.
You're gonna lose your mind at the opening to this. It's totally different. It's so like for the first two movies they opened with something like really dangerous, and then for the third movie they opened with something gross, and then this movie opens with something sort of like happily in the middle, and it's very funny. Also, there's new people in it, and frankly, yeah, they were good. If they want to pass the torch, and those are the four people that are going to take the torch and pass it, and they can keep getting people like Eric Andre to come around and get fucked up too. It was funny. The shit Eric Andre gets it pretty bad a couple times too. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome how they are. I mean, like they are passing the torch is a great way to say it. So
they literally can't do it anymore.
Yeah, no, for sure. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and cut this one off. And Joel, sorry for all the noises and everything, and all the
sorry.
We'll figure that out. But hey, if you did stick with us as long, make sure you click here and subscribe to our channel. And where Joel's pointing the videos. Listen to us where all platforming, streaming services are, whatever. All right,
Him and baby.